Welcome back. Down day on the markets, and it was particularly bad for the mid-cap stocks, while the Sensex and the Nifty lost 0.75%, and the Nifty failed to hold even the 8,600 mark. For the mid-caps, it was a cut of 1.5%, and all told, the week itself has been pretty cruel to equities, despite some good news coming from the global bourses. On that note, let's get you some more market opinion on whether this weakness might continue. Is it a near-term or even a medium-term trend? Dheeraj Agarwal, now an independent expert, sees Nifty heading towards the 8,000 level. He says that markets have not priced in the earnings disappointment that may come in the fourth quarter.
A lot of times, market is all about what the market is pricing in versus what the reality is. So I think it's pricing in all the good news. It's perhaps not pricing in some of the earnings disappointments which will come in, which in the March quarter results. So to answer your question, I think we could head down to close to 8,000. Money is still coming in, and yet the market is not holding. So the money doesn't really need to go out for the market to come down. It just needs to stop coming in for a while, or come in at a very small pace. So clearly there is the market at this point of time is showing signs of gravity. So it needs a lot of fuel to keep it up there.
Okay, some more stock-specific action then. NTPC was down 6% in trade today as the arbitrage play for traders got over. The stock goes ex-bonus debentures on the 23rd of March, that's Monday. And under T+2 system, yesterday was the last day to buy the stock for availing the bonus debentures. NTPC had announced a 1:1 bonus debenture issue back in December 2014. Lata?
But NTPC was the only stock that was down in trade. Let's go across to Pragya Bharadwaj for her list of stocks that were in the news today. Pragya.
Well, thanks a lot for that, Lata. Longish list today. I'm going to start with Indian Hotels. The stock was under pressure. We understand that NDMC has will decide upon the final lease extension before auctioning the Delhi Taj Mansingh. Remember, any extension or decrease in lease will be actually taken negatively by the stock. UPL was in focus. The company is in agreement to subscribe to 40% shares of Sinagro Group. The management told CNBC TV 18 that the agreement will give them access to a larger farm base in Brazil, where the company already has a very strong presence. Next up, it's Axis Bank. The company has cut the deposit rates by up to about 25 basis points across a lot of maturities. Zycom, small stock, but in a big focus today. The RBI has said the NRIs and the PIOs can now invest up to about 24% in Zycom Electronic. HMT was the one stock that saw big damage in the stock price today. The government has approved the closure of 7 terminally ill public sector units. 3 of those units actually belong to HMT, and on the back of that, that stock was down by about 12%. Gayatri Projects has won an order worth about 137 crores from the Chhattisgarh government, and Premier Explosives saw big gains in today's trades, rather explosive trade session for them. The company formed a JV with Kalyani Strategic Systems. The JV is formed to manufacture some of the defense products. Remember, Kalyani Strategic Systems is a Bharat Forge Group company. On the back of that, the stock up and buzzing in today's trade. Back to you.
All right, Pragya, thanks very much for that. Let's move on then. Time now to check what brokerages are betting on. Reema Tendulkar is joining in with that list. Reema.
Thanks so much for that. I'll start with UBS, which has initiated coverage on BHEL. They say that the order book is not poised for recovery even after the recent 37% decline that we've seen. The stock is currently trading at near 24 times F516 PE, which is at a 44% premium to its cyclical average. And at a time when the earnings are likely to stagnate in the medium term, they see the valuations quite expensive, which is why they have a sell rating and a target price of 202 on BHEL. On CLSE on Bharat Forge, they say the company is firing on all cylinders. They maintain a buy rating. The target price stands at 1,575. They've also upgraded the F516-17 EPS by nearly 4%. Going forward, they expect a 35% consolidated EPS CAGR over F515 to 17. And given the robust growth outlook, they believe the premium valuations will sustain. And finally, Kotak on Tata Global Beverages, they have lowered the F516-17 EPS estimates by 6 to 7% on the back of the currency depreciation, the weak growth in Russia, and also the weaker economic environment from East Europe. They have a reduced rating and a target price of 160. With that, it's back to you.
Thanks a lot for that. Very useful list, Reema. And now, before we go, let's hear out some trading ideas from Kunal Butra of LKP Securities.
The bearish pattern which started from September 2014 for Crompton Greaves would still continue. I would place a revised target of 160 on Crompton Greaves, keeping a stop loss very close to 170 odd. The second one is Tata Global, and I think today, looking at the kind of selling, it's broken a bearish triangle pattern just around 150 to 153 mark. So I think from a short-term perspective, keep a stop loss of very close to 155 and look for a target of at least 142.
We come to the end of this edition of Markets Today.
Have a great evening and have a great weekend as well. We'll be back with you on Monday.